welcome to the News Hour with me, your host, William Bart. I guess that's what I'm going to be calling it now. I wanted to try something original, but all the ideas are already taken. I don't know, I just want to go with something generic, I suppose. So there's going to be a few changes to the format. I hope you like it. I'm going to go start with a Monday. My first segment is going to be a recap of everything that happened over the weekend, and then I go on from there and catch up with the news. So first off, for this segment I've got for you today, new text messages have come out between the U.S. Secret Service members showing that they knew about the shooter much longer than we originally knew. Trump's doctor released a statement about his ear. People are saying that he didn't get hit by a bullet. It's been at least a week and a half, 2 weeks. Certainly the wound could have healed a little bit. And Trump's going to return to Butler, Pennsylvania for a follow-up rally. Absolutely brave. And then Google is being accused of election interference in the form of suppressing search results. I'll show you some screenshots of that. 52% of Americans say that Joe Biden should not only drop out of the race, but also resign from the presidency. And there's some news about Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro won the election again. And I also have a video for you about that and some other fun Twitter shenanigans. So let's get off to the first one. This from the Daily Mail. Trump counter snipers, chilling text messages before assassination attempt reveal how gunman was one step ahead of Secret Service and local law enforcement. They were actually talking about him up to an hour and a half, 90 minutes before he started shooting. A series of bombshell text messages from counter snipers who were supposed to protect Donald Trump at the Pennsylvania rally where an assassin's bullet nearly killed the president showed them a step behind the gunman. A massive inquiry has started in the wake of the attempt, which Trump miraculously survived with the resignation of Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle, a.k.a. Pepsi Lady, because the last job she had before she was director of the Secret Service was director of security for Pepsi Company. Coming soon after the July 13th shooting. And never let them forget about it. You know, they railed on us for January 6th for how long has it been? 3 years now? Going on 4 come next January. This should be emphasized in the media as the worst attack on American democracy since 9/11. Maybe 9/11 times 11. Now it appears a group chat of those meant to protect Trump were aware that gunman blah blah blah, not going to say your name, don't want to give credence to it, 20 was in their midst over 90 minutes before Trump was shot at, rather than an hour as the FBI had previously claimed. When one of the 3 counter snipers was about to call off at the end of their shift or around 4:26 p.m., they noticed a man who they later confirmed to be that guy, sitting on a picnic table. "Guys, I'm out. Be safe," he wrote. "Someone followed our lead and snuck in and parked by our cars just so you know. I'm just letting you know because you see me go out with my rifle and put it in my car so he knows you guys are up there," he wrote. And of course they got the viral images from that day here. And this is an image of the text. He added that Mr. Deadman was sitting next to the direct right on a picnic table about 50 yards from the exit in a message sent at 4:27 p.m., a little over 90 minutes before the gunman fired. The 2 other counter snipers responded with a thumbs up emoji and a "Roger that," according to the texts, which were obtained by the New York Times from local law enforcement. And I just want to add, I keep trying to go to New York Times every time they have their articles behind a paywall. I'm not going to pay for New York Times opinions. I don't want to support them. Another screenshot is timed at around 5:38 p.m. after that guy left the picnic table and was beneath the counter snipers who had perched themselves in a warehouse. One of the two remaining snipers photographed that guy multiple times and texted the pictures to the group chat. Kid learning around building we're in. I think he meant to say leaning. One wrote, I did see him with a rangefinder looking towards stage. FYI, if you want to notify SS snipers to look out, I lost sight of him. Witnesses reporting having seen that guy crawling onto the roof of the American Glass Research Building. At 5:40 p.m., the other counter snipers tell them to call in the report of that guy. Within the next half hour, the gunman would be dead and Trump would be photographed with blood coming coming from the area around his ear. Ugh. I am a little bit slow at reading today. That guy was captured in a chilling video lurking near the former president's rally stage just an hour before he unleashed a hail of bullets. And here we've got them showing the photo or the screenshot of the text, and he snapped a couple photos of them. The disturbing footage shot by someone in the crowd appears to show the 20-year-old gunman stalking around a building he would climb 60 minutes later in order to get the perfect vantage point from which to target Trump. In the harrowing clip obtained by local station WTAE, that guy does not appear to be holding an AR-style rifle he used to shoot Trump through the ear at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. The cameraman said he had been trying to capture the large crowd waiting to watch the Republican nominee speak, but later realized he caught a more terrifying detail in the background. The footage was revealed amid a series of stunning developments Wednesday that raised more questions about the massive security failure, and I really want that phrase to be emphasized: security failure. This is a failure of the I don't know what you call it, the greatest amount. I'm drawing a blank. I do good English. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Security failure that led to the attempt on Trump's life and claimed the life of a local firefighter who died protecting his family from the gunfire. It emerged the gunman's father called police on the day of the shooting because that guy didn't return from what he thought was a routine Saturday trip to the local gun range. And it was revealed that, man, these sentences are not matching up. It was revealed that that guy was at the former president's rally 3 hours before opening fire, even sparking the suspicions of the Secret Service during that time because he was carrying a rangefinder used by hunters to take long shots. But he was never stopped or questioned. He later climbed onto the roof of the building he was lurking near, shot Trump, killed retired volunteer fire chief Corey Comparator. That guy had told his boss he needed the day off from work Saturday and gave colleagues a final chilling message that he would be back on Sunday. The gunman searched online how far Lee Harvey Oswald was from John F. Kennedy when he shot him, FBI Director Christopher Wray revealed in stunning testimony to Congress earlier this week. FBI Director Christopher Wray also told lawmakers the 20-year-old gunman flew a drone 200 yards from the stage just 2 hours before he opened fire in Butler, Pennsylvania, and had 3 explosives in his car. The bombshell revelations from the Bureau's chief give more insight into Crook's preparation before he shot the former... Oh, I said his name. More insight into that guy's preparation. Sorry, I really don't want to say the guy's name. Before he shot the former president, including his online research on the sniper that took out JFK in 1963. Ray said that guy had been interested in public figures, and somewhere around July 6 or so, he became very focused on former President Trump and his rally. The director said an analysis of Crook's laptop... it happened again. Sorry. An analysis of that guy's laptop revealed he had searched on Google on July 6th how far away Oswald was from Kennedy. It was the same day he registered to attend the Butler rally. Lee Harvey Oswald shot and killed former President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The Warren Commission report that analyzed the Kennedy assassination assessed that Kennedy had been shot through the neck at a range of 174.9 feet to 190.8 feet. And there you got some more photos. That's where he was. We all know that. That guy was flying a drone above the rally site 2 hours before the shooting and just 200 yards away from the stage, Ray has also revealed. And I think I said this before, the fact that he was able to fly his drone and it wasn't disabled via the Federal Flight Authority or Federal Aviation Authority maps, you know, with new drones, consumer drones these days, you have to, before you can fly them, you have to download the FAA's maps that become installed. They get installed into the device so that if there's a no-fly zone, the drone will just not fly in that zone. And the fact that he was able to do that, it's either the case that the FAA allowed it to happen, or he had an older drone. I don't know. It's speculation. Ray made the bombshell revelation to Congress on Wednesday during a grilling by lawmakers on the investigation into the assassination attempt on the former president and the massive security failures. Trump managed to survive the attempt on his life during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, and was quickly bundled off stage by the Secret Service. The FBI's assessment continues to be that that guy who was killed by a Secret Service counter sniper acted alone. And there was some other stuff. I missed it this time, but I saw it earlier this weekend that there was evidence that there was a second shooter. I don't know, but it's all crazy. We should be talking about this for years to come and really rub it into the Democrats' noses that they are the party of violence. So moving along, Trump's doctor releases an update on his recovery from the shooting as ex-president appears without a bandage for the first time in Netanyahu meeting. Donald Trump has appeared without a bandage on his ear for the first time. Yeah. The shocking new images show that the 45th president's right ear seems to have made a remarkably quick recovery in less than 2 weeks since a gunman opened fire on him. Would-be assassin, that guy, 20, fired 8 rounds from his AR-15 at the rally stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, including one that ripped through the president's ear. Blood covered his face as he was frantically pulled off the stage by Secret Service in what was a huge security failure. There, we got it again. Good job, Daily Mail. By the agency meant to protect him. The snaps were taken as the former president welcomed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida for a meeting. The pair discussed the war in Gaza. Less than 24 hours, Netanyahu held talks with Kamala Harris at the White House and was irked by her comments on a ceasefire deal. I think irked means that it bothered him. I don't know, that I don't usually use that word. During the meeting at Mar-a-Lago, Netanyahu and Trump spoke about the former president's Middle East peace deal, the Abraham Accords, Iran's nuclear program, and combating anti-Semitism in the U.S. The ear reveal comes the same day that Trump's doctor, Dr. Ronnie Jackson, gave a critical update on the president's recovery. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who is also a Republican congressman from Texas, released a letter on Friday saying there was absolutely no evidence he was hit by anything other than a bullet. I want to reassure the American people and the rest of the world that President Trump is doing extremely well, Trump's former White House chief doctor added. So there's a lot of people online, Twitter or where what have you, maybe Facebook threads, meta threads, saying, "Oh, that it's too soon. It shouldn't be that fully healed. That's definitely fake." No, it was a relatively small wound, and I don't know. I get a cut or something. It heals up at about that time frame. So maybe there's going to be a little scarring. That photo's not that clear, but yeah, you could kind of see it. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. And Trump's going to return to Butler, Pennsylvania for the follow-up rally to honor Corey Compertor, which is absolutely insane, seeing as it's only been 2 weeks so far. I don't know. Do they say anything about when it will be? We got Charlie Kirk here. Trump announcing a return to Butler, Pennsylvania. Nothing will stop this man for our movement. I like that. In the aftermath of the assassination attempt, the U.S. Secret Service has urged the Trump campaign to cease holding outdoor rallies, with many of his previous rallies being held in such locations. Obviously, with an indoor venue, you have a capacity, one campaign official told the Washington Post at the time. It doesn't pack the same punch. There's something about being at one of those outdoor rallies. Trump's rally in Michigan on Saturday marked the first time since the assassination attempt that such an event of his was held. They keep saying he's a threat to democracy. Last week I took a bullet for democracy, Trump told the crowd. The rally was held in Grand Rapids, Van Andel Arena. And now we got Google. Google's evil censoring ways. I stopped using Google like 4 years ago in favor of Brave search engine because they don't do the same thing. They don't censor things based on politics or narratives or anything like that. So we got this. Google has been accused of election interference for omitting the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump from its autocomplete, which was one of the most viral recent moments in world history. The Google home search engine does not autofill to include President Trump when the words assassination attempt on are written in the search bar. The 45th president's eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., accused Google of interfering in the 2024 presidential election over the matter, calling the situation truly despicable. Big tech is trying to interfere in the election again. I'm sorry, Don Jr. Trying? No, they are. They are interfering. To help Kamala Harris, we all know this is intentional election interference from Google. Truly despicable. And see, we've got a screenshot there. And I confirmed this using my own. I searched assassination attempt on true, and nothing showed up. And then I tried it on Brave. They at least had the one option show up. They must work differently, filling in one for each thing that matches that. Except the is not. Oh wait, no. I spelled it with T. They just a T there, and they got it. So good on Brave Search. So I'm not being paid to advertise for Brave. Just want to let you know. I truly think they are better, and you should switch to them. On Sunday morning, screenshots of Google's autocomplete eliminating the assassination attempt on Donald Trump from its choices appeared in numerous X posts. Individuals independently verified the posts and found that when they went to type in the assassination attempt on President Trump in the search engine, it was nowhere to be found. Senator Roger Marshall, Republican of Kansas, said he would be making an official inquiry into Google to address the matter. And I do respect that. Although I feel that maybe strongly worded letters aren't enough and that we should be protesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. Why is Google suppressing the search about the Trump assassination attempt? These are all screenshots from this morning. Has there been a dramatic increase in Truman biographers in the last 2 weeks? This guy is a comedian. Yeah, official inquiry in Google. Google issued a statement to the New York Post and said that its autocomplete system is calibrated to remove suggestions associated with political violence. A spokesperson for the big tech company claimed that there was no manual action taken on these predictions. We're working on improvements to ensure our systems are more up to date, said Google in a statement. Of course, autocomplete is just a tool to help people save time, and they can still search for anything they want to following this terrible act. People turn to Google to find quality information. We connected them with helpful results, and will continue to do so. Not good enough. No, you gotta show the truth, bare and naked, not like naked as in a naked person, but like just the truth. We don't need AI or narratives to help us make our own decisions. All we need is this is the information, this is what happened. Enough, right? No, Google needs to censor because they're trying to make something for everybody. And when you try to make something for everybody, you can't how do I say this? When you try to make something for everybody, somebody's going to be offended at it. And so it's not really something for everybody. It turns out to be something for nobody. It's not just Google censoring the assassination attempt on Trump. Meta AI has also censored the matter, as reported by Human Events senior editor Jack Posobiec. So yeah, Jack Post over here. It isn't just Google. Tell me about the assassination attempt on Trump. I can't assist with that. I don't always have access. Wait, what? Okay, Meta AI. I don't always have access to the most up-to-date information. Can I help you with anything else? Tell me about Kamala Harris's campaign for president 2024. Announcement. Yeah, let's go see this. Kamala Harris announced her 2024 presidential campaign on July 21st, 2024, after President Joe Biden withdrew his bid for re-election and endorsed her platform. Harris advocates for a similar domestic platform to Biden, supporting 1. National abortion protections and LGBT plus rights. There was another one that he posted on this, on the Meta AI response. Where are you? No, I'm not going to waste time on it. I don't have it. On July 13th, would-be assassin that guy shot President Trump during an assassination attempt at the Republican presidential nominee's campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Yeah, we know. So, over to another one from the post-millennial. 52% of Americans think Biden should lead the White House, not just the race, according to a Rasmussen poll. A recent Rasmussen poll revealed that an overwhelming number of voters approve of President Joe Biden's decision to no longer run for re-election. However, a majority of voters also believe that Biden should resign from office immediately. The poll found that 76% of likely voters approve of Biden stepping down from seeking another term. Only 18% of voters did not approve of this decision, but 52% of Americans also believe that Biden should resign from office rather than finishing out his term. The survey questioned 1,074 likely voters between July 22nd to 24 and had a margin of error of 3%. Participants of the survey were also asked, will Joe Biden be remembered by most Americans as a great president, a good president, a bad president, or the worst president ever? The most common response was the worst president ever, with 29% selecting this option. Another 21% said he would be remembered as a bad president. President Biden made his decision public last week via a statement on X, rather unorthodox I might add, followed by an address from the Oval Office on Wednesday. And the X post, it was an image of a letter that he typed up, and it wasn't on the official White House letterhead, which raised a lot of questions because he was not in the public eye at that time. He had been out of the public eye for almost a week, I think. President Biden made his decision, yeah. Neither he nor the White House has provided a direct reason for this decision. However, many have speculated that Biden's declining health and poor poll numbers against former President Donald Trump influenced the move, as the Democratic Party appears eager to select a new nominee to boost their chances in the upcoming election. I'd also like to add the candidate he endorsed did not formally receive any votes. He just said it's Kamala Harris, and then a bunch of Democrat elites said yes, we're going to ignore the will of the people and say this is your new nominee. So Kamala Harris is definitely making history as the first Democratic presidential candidate to receive 0 votes. Absolutely, it's for democracy, guys. President Biden made it, yeah, I said that already. Following his decision to drop out of the 2024 race, critics have argued that if Biden is unfit for a second term, he may also be unfit to complete the remaining months of his current term. This settlement has led several politicians to call for Biden's immediate resignation. Republican VP nominee J.D. Vance stated, "Everyone calling on Joe Biden to stop running without also calling on him to resign the presidency is engaged in an absurd level of cynicism," Vance said. "If you can't run, you can't serve. He should resign now." Hear, hear, J.D. Vance. Absolutely, I agree with you. But at the same time, do we really want an evil, more competent person in charge? I don't know. I prefer the incompetent evil person over the more competent evil person. You know, I'd rather Joe Biden just talk about what flavors of ice cream he ate today than whatever Kamala Harris wants. Moving along, Venezuela held their elections last night, and you can see here, where did I put that? Blah, blah, blah. Venezuelan voters are cheering because they burst into cheers because the election official revealed that Socialist President Nicolas Maduro received 0 votes at that voting center. Let's watch this clip real quick. Let's see. What's that? 364, that's 364 votes for whoever that other guy was. And Nicolas Maduro got 0 votes. This fills my heart with joy. But it was a short-lived joy. I definitely sympathize with the people in that crowd. I don't know if you saw it, but it was years ago now, probably almost 10 or at least 10 years. I remember seeing Maduro giving a public address on television, and he was talking to the public. You know, his country is full of starving, poor people because he's running that place in the ground. They nationalized oil and socialized everything. It's a socialist hellhole. And while people are starving, he's giving this address. He reaches into his desk, opens the drawer, pulls out an empanada, and takes a bite. He couldn't finish his speech before doing this, and then puts it back in the desk and continues speaking. Absolutely evil. It's funny, but it's evil. Like, I don't approve of that. I don't think anybody thought that was a good move. But let's see here what this clip said. What this clip is saying.
Maduro was announced the victor of Sunday's crucial election, according to the country's National Electoral Council. The government-controlled council reports Maduro won more than 51% of the vote, with 80% of votes counted. This marks Maduro's 3rd consecutive 6-year term. Maduro suggested there would be bloodshed if he lost, but sang a different tune on election day.
Lo dije.
I said it. There was peace before, and there was, during, and we have it. And there will be peace, stability, and justice after the 28th of July, starting from today. Peace, justice, respect of the law, and justice.
Opposition leaders had called on voters to go to the polls early and stay as long as possible, urging them to take part in the voting. Maduro's main challenger was the leading opposition candidate, Edmundo González Urrutia, a soft-spoken former candidate who the coalition rallied behind after their two preferred candidates were barred from running.
I don't want to keep playing videos. Sorry about that. So, I don't want to spread theories about this if it's not true, but I don't trust the results. I think they need to look into that election, investigate it. But I find it interesting that they refer to Nicolas Maduro as a strong man. I think they wrote that in here. Maybe they changed it. Yeah, we won and everyone knows it, Machado said, adding that the opposition would defend the truth. Honestly, though, at the end of the day, what happens in Venezuela doesn't really concern me, but I would have preferred if Maduro had been booted out by a popular vote. And finally, we've got this. The Olympics opening ceremony happened this weekend. I don't know if you saw it, but it was full of degeneracy. They had a mostly nude guy portraying Dionysus, the Greek god of what is he of? The Greek god of winemaking, orchards and fruit, vegetation, fertility, festivity, insanity, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, and theater. That's a lot of interesting things to be the god of. The god of which to be, I would say. And they also had a performance from Gojira, which is a death metal band. I thought it was a pretty good musical performance, by the way. That was like on scale with something you might expect out of a Metalocalypse episode. Absolutely insane. And then a portrayal of the Last Supper with Jesus, but instead of Jesus and the 12 disciples, it was a bunch of people, drag queens, doing drag queen stuff, which is definitely degeneracy. It should be criticized. I'm not saying I'm not advocating violence against anybody. I wish them long and happy lives, but we should not be tolerating that on the public stage. So Paris Olympics drag queen Torchbearer rips criticism of opening ceremony. We ain't going nowhere. Nikki Doll was among the drag queens who carried the Olympic torch. I mean, by all means, if you want to do that stuff, do it in private venues or in the privacy of your own home. Do not expose the general public and children to this. And for a brief moment, there was at that Last Supper parody, one of the people at that table exposed his privates, which is unacceptable. A drag queen who was one of the many torchbearers for the Paris Olympics had a message for the critics amid uproar over the opening ceremony, which appeared to mock the Last Supper. Nikki Doll was among the drag queens to carry the torch of the Olympic flame, but also performed during one segment of the ceremony. Doll reposted an image on his Instagram stories, claiming the image depicted was not of the Last Supper, but the feast of Dionysus. The opening ceremony did ruffle some feathers, and I love it, Doll wrote on his Instagram stories on Monday morning. You know why? Because the Olympics are the biggest stage in the world, and us queer people have always been the audience of other people's life and achievement, and it is time that we are welcome in the space. On Sunday, Doll called it an honor to perform at the opening ceremony. It was my absolute honor to perform in front of billions of people around the world and celebrate our Olympians, Doll's post continued. And remember, to the ones that had their feathers ruffled seeing queerness on the screen, we ain't going nowhere. The ceremony segment appeared to resemble a depiction of the Last Supper, famously painted by Leonardo da Vinci. The performance ensemble included drag queens, a transgender model, and a naked singer who was stylized to resemble the Greek god Dionysus. Paris 2024 spokesperson Anne Decamp spoke about it on Sunday. Clearly, there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. The opening ceremony tried to celebrate community tolerance, Decamp told reporters via Reuters. We believe this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are really sorry. Another French LGBT leader suggested the ceremony did not go far enough. We know in the LGBT community in France, we are far from what the ceremony showed. There's much progress to do in society regarding transgender people. It's terrible that to legally change their identity, they are forced to be on trial, inter-LGBT President James Leperlier said. If you saw the opening ceremony last night, you'd think it was like that normally, but it's not. France tried to show what it should be and not what it is. Yeah, so debauchery, we shouldn't affirm that. And from a Christian perspective, I could tell you that even though Jesus did spend a lot of time with sinners, he never affirmed their degeneracy. No, in fact, he tried to impress upon them ways that he could lead them down the path of righteousness in God's eyes. And if it weren't for people like Jesus, we wouldn't have Paul. Paul would still be Saul. Slavers would have still been beating and assaulting, generally abusing their slaves. It took Christians coming to slave owners to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't treat your slaves like that. They're working for you. They have a hard life. At least show them some respect. I don't know. What do you know? What do you got to tell me? Please. I want to make a brief statement on the quality of the channel, the direction I'm taking it in, and while I am trying to take my notes from other people seriously, it's hard. It's hard to keep reading and commenting while making eye contact with the camera. So I hope you'll bear with me. I would rather that I keep doing this, so I'm going to try and improve. I have a very strong interest in doing this type of work, and I hope you come with me on that journey. The reason I was late this morning is because I updated my mixer software, and the audio, they changed a lot of stuff about it, and the audio just wasn't coming through to my OBS here. And so now I've got it fixed, and I've got a new look for my channel. There's also going to be a new thumbnail. I'm going to keep the thumbnail the same for all my videos. I'll just change the titles. At some point I want to work in the title of my videos into the thumbnail somehow, but that requires a little extra work and know-how. If you have any recommendations for me, I'd love to hear it. So with that being said, I'm going to be signing off here, and whatever you do, don't have a bad day, and I'll catch you later. Ciao.